strong world had beautiful environments with the perfect amount of One Piece charm. Film Z gave you a memorable, tragic villain who you respected. Stampede was a power scaler's paradise with an action-packed all-star cast. And Film Red provided you an unforgettable musical wonderland. Yet there's one film among them that has slowly begun to fall into the depths of obscurity. And if you didn't read the title or thumbnail of this video, I'm talking about One Piece Film Gold. One Piece Film Gold, an old school heist movie brimming with classic anime charm. While only being set in one location, the film takes you on a grand tour of luxury, gold and games sprinkled with the quirky realities of greed and gambling debt. Film Gold takes the Straw Hats a unique adventure unlike any other film. Toei truly gambled on the film's success by releasing 3 tie-in TV specials to the movie: The Silver Mine Arc, Heart of Gold, and Film Gold Episode 0. Although it does have some stains that really dim the gold, with unmemorable, heavily sidelined supporting cast, and just a store-brand version of an even better antagonist. Besides that, Film Gold is just a really fun film, and I really don't understand why people don't talk about it nearly as much compared to all the other One Piece films. So today, I'm gonna remind you why Film Gold should be considered one of the best One Piece movies. So grab your favorite turtle, put on your best outfit, and continue to make poor financial decisions as we bet it all on One Piece Film Gold, the biggest gamble. After the Straw Hats mine for gold and get sweaty on the ship, they enter the metropolis of entertainment, Grand Tesoro, also known as Nami's Wonderland. Showered by plot-relevant gold, the gang is overwhelmed by a grand center stage performance from the mastermind Gil Tesoro, the king of entertainment. However, the fun is put on hold as the Straw Hats are attacked by the Long Long Pirates, who are hoping to steal some money after losing it all at Dave & Buster's.
3 sword style?
Be like Bandai. Why spend time and money hiring an artist to work on the illustration for your card game when you can just take a screenshot from the show and slap it on a card, saving you tens of thousands of dollars? Work smarter, not harder. After the Straw Hats take out the fodder trash, they are greeted inside by Baccarat, the concierge of Grand Tesoro. She gives the Straw Hats a tour of the island on the hottest ride powered by the Muscle Turtles. From Marines to criminals, anyone is welcomed on the independent island paradise of Grand Tesoro, where you can gamble to your heart's content.
First, let's get you dressed.
We all dressed up and we're ready to go.
Nobody bothered to tell me we're all gonna wear white.
Don't worry about your
Just look like a fucking asshole. With the Straw Hats pulled up in their new dreads, it's time to be like an adult and hide your depression in loads of cash.
Buy a flower! If you would, sir.
Kid, you think I have money? I'm a YouTuber. Our first game is the 32nd annual Wacky Turtle Races with all your favorite racers: Sergeant Straight, who'd rather die than use a turn signal, the butt-brained White Jack the Quack, along with fan favorite Beef Jr. with his buddy Pork. I'm not sure what devil Nami sold her soul to, but game after game, the Straw Hats win big, eventually coming on top with 30 million berries. Wait, only 30 million? Nami, you're worth like twice that. Baccarat brings them to the VIP area where the games are high risk, high reward with up to billions of berries in prize. Only in One Piece we see a giant talking-headed cat who can phase through walls via like head of security. The gang is greeted by the owner himself, Gil Tesoro, one of the richest men alive, owning 20% of all non-canon money in the One Piece world. Tesoro makes a bet with Luffy. They'll play a simple game of dice, and if Luffy wins, the Straw Hats get 10 times their current winnings. The dealer is Game Master Dice, who follows the strict code of never let them know your next move. It looks like Lady Luck has finally taken a vacation as Luffy loses the bet along with all their money. Robin realizes they've fallen for a ruse this whole time. Baccarat ate the luck fruit. With a simple touch, she can either give or take away someone's luck. She allowed the Straw Hats to win all those games, only to ruin it at the very end, forcing many of the citizens to be trapped with lifelong gambling debts that they'll never be able to pay off. But the Straw Hats never intend to take responsibility for their actions as they fight back. Surprise, surprise, Gil Tesoro ate a devil fruit, and you won't believe this twist, folks. It's the gold fruit. Man, color me surprised. From the very beginning, the Straw Hats fell for Tesoros Trap. The shower of gold from the entrance was a mark that Tesoro can use to turn people's bodies into gold, making Zoro and the entire city of entertainment his hostages. Oh great, it's Enies Lobby all over again. Since Zoro is worth the money they owe, Tesoro plans to hold an execution in the center of town. The Straw Hats have 24 hours to come up with enough money to save the swordsman. The Straw Hats are gonna pull off the biggest heist in anime history. With their friend's life on the line, the crew gets some grub, but a thief tries to steal Nami's wallet, unaware she's the queen of theft and greed. This is Karina, the Hellcat, aka Discount Nami. They were all burglar buddies back in the East Blue. Yeah, guys, Karina was totally there since the beginning in the East Blue. Totally not at all a hammered in character that Oda put in just for the sake of this movie. Nope, completely canon from the start. Meanwhile, at IHOP, the crew are munching down while Zoro counts down the seconds until his impending doom. Karina tells them how she plans to steal Tesoro's fortune of 500 billion berries.
That's a whole lot of money!
Like enough to buy a big house?
Yeah, Chopper, you could buy a house with $500 billion. Maybe even a used car from 2005, an iPhone 3, and if you really want to spend big, get yourself some Five Guys. Shit's good, but god damn it's expensive. Elsewhere, Akainu continues to just be angry and stand at a desk for the whole film. Ever since Akainu became the fleet admiral, this is literally all he does, especially in the movies. Like, they'll promote it being like, oh shit, Akainu's here, and he's freaking mad. I wonder what he's gonna do. And then when the movie comes out, it's just a 2 to 3 minute scene of him monologuing and then clenching his fist. On the next day, the gang prepare for the operation as Karina explains the game plan.
It's enforced with gold on every side. So no matter what the approach, simply breaking in is not an option.
I can punch pretty hard.
That's true, he can do that. I mean, one time Frankie punched a man baby so hard, he had a whole flashback episode about his wife and child. Shit was hard-boiled. Team A, Frankie and Luffy are tasked with climbing the hotel to the control room and disable the video feeds. Meanwhile, Team B will sneak through the hotel to get to the vault. Once they get past the marijuana owls, Karina waits for Team A to disable the snail's video feed.
Whatever you do, don't get caught.
I know what you did, Monkey D. Luffy. Of course, Luffy fucks it up. While Team B runs away, Team A fights off some guards, only for Mr. Tanaka and Gil Tesoro to show up in person. Luffy charges in to fight, but Tesoro stops the attack and traps Luffy in golden cuffs. It's Skypiea all over again. Then Mr. Tanaka sends Luffy and Frankie down into the golden prison. Luffy and Frankie find themselves in the golden prison. A gambler's worst nightmare has come face to face with the irony of greed. All the money they could ever want, but are trapped, unable to spend any of it. That is literally the plot of One Piece Movie 1 with Woonan. They meet Raise Max, a totally canon member of the Revolutionary Army, known for being a legendary gambler who's never lost a bet. Although, the fact he's here means he did indeed lose a bet. Looking for a way to escape, they tell Team A about the pump room, which they can use to get the gold off their bodies, freeing themselves from Gil Tesoro's power. Down under, they take care of some bats and see that the way down is blocked by a fast giant fan. After witnessing Luffy's never give up attitude, Raise Max and the rest of them work together to stop the fans and head on down into the pump room. Down in the pump room, Luffy smashes the machine, releasing a bunch of seawater. With Tesoro's gold gone, they're finally free and ready to fight back. Although Tesoro saw this coming as he locks the doors and releases a bunch of water to drown them. But Tesoro's tricks don't stop there. Back to Team B, they run into a group of celestial dragons, but take their costumes to trick the guards into letting them through to the vault. Now, I'm not one to simp over fictional characters, but Robin in a suit just does things to me that I can't put into words. They open the vault, only to find themselves on Gil Tesoro's YouTube prank channel, as they just got, and Karina was in on it too. He traps everyone and proceeds to kill Zoro, but the lights go out as seawater shoots up into the sky and down onto the entire island. That's right, a double prank. With Zoro freed, the Straw Hats put on their fourth outfit of the movie and prepare to fight. Tesoro recounts the moment he became the crime lord he is today, as we get quick flashes of his past. And by quick, I mean like light speed, because this entire flashback is just 1 minute long.
Hey, what's up, man? So how's the project coming along?
Oh, yeah, it's going great. I mean, we just got to the part, we're on the last 30 minutes of the movie, Gil Tesoro's backstory, you know, there's a lot to his character and all that, so it's gonna take a while to really flesh all that out with the animation and stuff like that. How much time do we have left on the deadline again? Was it like 5, 6 months?
Oh, tomorrow.
Oh, Jesus. Dude wants... Okay, here we go. Just gonna draw this scene real fast.
Here's the thing. This is a solid story that explains why Gil Tesoro is the man he is now, and to some extent, you could sympathize with him. If this was like a 5-minute flashback, maybe even earlier into the film, that would be perfect. But since it happens at the last 30 minutes of the story and it's just a bunch of quick flashes, it's really hard to give a shit about the man, and at this point, I just want to see him get punched ASAP. Tesoro unleashes the full extent of his devil fruit, summoning a tidal wave to turn people into gold, that encases himself in a giant golden Gundam. That's too much for Luffy to handle, as he sends the rubber boy flying. Tesoro's gang is powered up by some golden armor, which they use to give the rest of the Straw Hats a hard time. Okay, let's get God's mistake out first. Mr. Tanaka goes around popping in and out for 10 minutes, and then Sanji and Robin get bored and just end the fight. Yeah. It's that boring. The 3 unluckies, Usopp, Chopper, and Brook, are on Baccarat duty. Since Baccarat ate 2 bowls of Lucky Charms this morning, her luck skyrockets, as Usopp's gang is tortured by their own bad fortune. Despite the danger and humiliation, our brave warrior knows just what to do when put into an impossible situation.
Here goes. Usopp dash.
Yeah, I would too. People give Usopp shit for being a coward, but he's probably one of the smartest characters in the series, solely for not wanting to die on every world-ending weekly adventure the crew goes on. Usopp foolishly comes back, but with the perfect solution to Baccarat's unlimited luck. Not only is he able to beat the glass cannon, but also hit it big on the slots. Zoro fights the Game Master Masochist, Dice, getting off to every attack Zoro uses. That's just every Zoro fanboy ever, because I mean, like, have you seen episode 1062? Oh my lord, who didn't cream their pants? Zoro finally learns not to kink shame and gives Dice just what he wants, winning the fight. Finally, Luffy comes in determined to bite Tesoro's shiny metal ass. Each attack Tesoro throws just sends Luffy flying halfway across the island. Then Luffy remembers that this takes place after Dressrosa, so he goes gear forth and completely curb stomps the golden giant, winning the fight. But Tesoro has one final trick up his sleeve. Tesoro's grand finale is a bomb set to go off in under 2 minutes. Everyone on the island runs away, but Karina refuses to leave. For some reason.
The ship's going to explode.
Yeah, I know, so fucking leave already. Karina steers the ship as far as she can while everyone else watches the timer for the most depressing 4th of July fireworks show. When the counter hits 0, nothing happens. And Karina just pranked your asses. Get fucked, nerd. Subscribe to Phantom Hellcat for more weekly pranks and make sure to hit that bell icon so you don't miss out on these amazing videos. I would also appreciate it if you did the same for me too. Thank you. The Marines chase the Straw Hats as they set sail back into the canon timeline. The end. And that's the end of One Piece Film Gold. The main appeal is just that it's a fun 2-hour movie that puts the Straw Hats in an environment we haven't seen them in before. Definitely my biggest issue with this movie is the pacing or lack of pacing with certain characters or events in the movie. I feel like Gil Tesoro would have been better off without a hammered in flashback, because I remember the first time I watched this just rolling my eyes with them trying so hard to make me care about the main villain at the very end. The fights also happen in the last 30 minutes of the movie, which that by itself isn't a bad thing, but just the fact that these fights are super underwhelming compared to all the other fights in these movies, or even in some of the newer episodes of One Piece. Also, just them shoving Lucci, Sabo, Koala, and Akainu in the movie, despite the fact that they literally do nothing on the island. I feel like if they just took out all their scenes and used that time to further expand on Gil Tesoro's backstory or some of the fights, that would have been a lot better. I mean, besides that, I really enjoyed Film Gold, and it's really a shame that people don't talk about it nearly as much with all the other big One Piece movies. I mean, probably because of the fact that this movie isn't nearly as big of a scale compared to all the other films with its adventure and action. It's a fun roller coaster that many argue someone who's never seen One Piece could watch, and when you think about it, I can get behind that. Thank you guys very much for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, the whole YouTube shebang, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.